Are we live?
We are live.
Good afternoon, 8th grade parents and students. So nice to see you. It's been a while since we had our last 8th grade parent meeting in January, and a lot has changed, unfortunately. But we're here to try to make the best out of the 8th grade year and celebrate your students. We're so proud of them. 3 years at MacArthur and finishing up. So we are going to be celebrating them big time in a virtual way. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Katie Berger. I am the principal. I have my two APs here, Mr. Bayuk, who is monitoring the chat right now, and my other AP, Mr. Gonzalez, Ray Gonzalez, who will be talking about some of our virtual opportunities. I also have Miss Tristan, our counselor from M through Z, and our lead counselor.
Hello.
And then Mr. Arana, our family and community engagement liaison, and going to be assisting today. So welcome everybody.
Bueno, buenas tardes a todas las familias de la Escuela MacArthur. Muchas gracias por estar con nosotros en esta tarde virtualmente. Hoy vamos a hablar de cómo le vamos a celebrar a nuestros estudiantes de octavo grado y cómo lo vamos a mandar a la escuela secundaria. Entonces es muy importante que ponga atención para que usted también nos ayude en casa. Y nada más nos estamos mirando esta vez después de enero porque esa fue la última vez que nos miramos todos, pero muchas gracias por estar aquí y esperemos que nos puedan ayudar ustedes también a nosotros. Si tienen cualquier pregunta, a favor de hacerlo vía el chat en el YouTube o lo pueden mandar un mensaje de texto al 323 Tigers.
And as he just said that I did not say, if you have any comments or questions, you could put them in the YouTube chat, or also you could text us at 1-323-4-Tigers, and we're monitoring all those different avenues of communication, and we will be answering questions at the end that we don't get to during the show.
Y ahorita con nosotros está la señora Berger, la directora de la escuela. Tenemos a Mr. Bayuk, el asistente director. También tenemos a Mr. González, otro asistente director. Miss Tristan, la consejera escolar. Y yo, Mr. Señor Arana, el enlace de familia y comunidad. Bienvenidos.
So like I said, we're very, very proud of our 8th graders. We miss them terribly, and I know they're missing school too. But we are going to be celebrating them, finishing up their 8th grade year, promoting and moving on to high school. So today we're going to be talking about our virtual promotion ceremony and our virtual award ceremony and how you can participate and watch that. Also our 8th grade slideshow, which will be virtual. And Ms. Tristan's going to be talking a little bit about the transition to high school and what you need to know. And again, anytime you have questions during the presentation, just go ahead and text us or chat, and we'll get to them at the end of the presentation. If it's a lot of information, you think of something later, make sure you email us or text us on any of our support lines.
Una vez más, muchas gracias por acompañarnos. Hoy vamos a hablar, estamos muy orgullosos de todo lo que han hecho todos nuestros estudiantes de octavo grado, y hoy vamos a hablar de cómo le vamos a poder celebrar de la manera que más podemos ahorita en este momento, que va a ser virtualmente. Entonces vamos a hablar sobre la ceremonia de promoción virtual y la ceremonia de premios virtuales. También vamos a hablar sobre el video de fotos que siempre se le hace a todos los estudiantes del octavo grado. También la señora Tristan va a hablar sobre la transición a la secundaria, que ellos vayan a ir, procedimientos de fin de año y actualizaciones del anuario o el yearbook que ordenaron.
So now I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Gonzalez, who has been working very hard with our 8th grade committee, which is made up of 8th grade teachers, to be creative and celebrate our 8th graders. So here's Mr. Gonzalez.
Ahorita va a hablar el señor González, quien él y varios de nosotros que somos parte del comité del grado 8 con unos maestros, vamos a hablar sobre cómo vamos a celebrar a nuestros estudiantes.
Good evening, parents and students. We're going to talk first about virtual promotion and award ceremony. We will host a virtual promotion ceremony on May 27th at 9 a.m. That is the original date and time that we had planned from the beginning of the school year, so we want to keep that the same. This ceremony will be presented on YouTube live stream, just like we are doing now. Some good news. You have unlimited virtual tickets, so you're not limited to just 4 people or 4 family members. You can invite the whole family. You can bring as many balloons as you want because you have nobody to block except for your own family members. So trying to put a positive spin on the situation that we're in now. The YouTube live stream will be hopefully between an hour to an hour and a half. We want to make it as real as possible. And so we don't plan on cutting too much out other than, the having to walk up and down and present awards. So it should be similar in length, maybe a little shorter. Photo submission. We are giving you the option, if you'd like, to submit photos of your 8th graders dressed up in business attire. So rather than using their Aries photo, which was taken at the beginning of the school year, you can submit a kind of formal picture of your 8th grader, and we'll use that instead of their Aries photo. So you could have your student log into the 8th grade Google Classroom. There is an assignment posted, 8th grade virtual promotion ceremony photo submission. They click on that. They watch the short instructional video on how to, on how to submit a photo. We want them to dress as they would at the actual ceremony. And we would like this by May 20th. If you could have this done by May 20th, we would appreciate that. That gives us some time to put all this together. And then one final and very important part to this. Even if you don't want to submit a photo, but you want your child to be part of the ceremony, we still need you to fill out that Google form, because within that Google form is a authorization or a kind of an understanding granting us permission to use your child's photo in this format, whether it's the Aries photo or the photo that you're submitting. So please spread the word to all your other 8th grade friends and parents. Let them know that they must fill out that form in order to be included in the 8th grade virtual promotion ceremony. And then I'll let Johan translate now.
Do you want to talk about the award ceremony and then I'll do the rest?
Yeah, you can handle all of it. Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. The award ceremony is scheduled for Thursday, May 21st. What we have done this year is we are going to, we want to kind of honor those who are receiving awards and give them their own special ceremony, kind of a smaller venue, if you will, a smaller audience, and kind of dedicate a chunk of time to honoring them and the awards that they received. That is Thursday, May 21st. It'll start at 3:30 p.m. And we will email invitations to all the award recipients. So just stay tuned for that. You'll get an email, and we'll also advertise it on our website.
Ok, entonces ahorita yo voy a hablar un poco sobre la promoción virtual que vamos a tener y la ceremonia de premiación virtual. Entonces estaremos organizando una ceremonia de promoción virtual y ese va a ser el 27 de mayo a las 9 de la mañana. Es la misma fecha y horario que teníamos planeado desde el principio del año, entonces deseamos dejarlo de esa manera, ya que eso era el plan que teníamos desde el principio. Será por YouTube Live. Algo interesante es que va a tener las entradas virtuales ilimitadas, no nada más va a recibir 4 boletos como lo hacemos de costumbre, y también puede traer los globos que quiera, la decoración que ustedes quieran hacer en sus casas y todo eso para poderle celebrar a su hijo o hija. Para poder hacer eso ocupamos su ayuda, entonces necesitamos que usted y su hijo o hija nos envíe fotos. Lo que tiene que hacer es iniciar, su hijo o hija tiene que iniciar una sesión en el salón de Google Classroom de 8º grado. Si se mete ahí va a haber una asignación de ceremonia virtual. Hay un video breve de cómo, instructivo sobre cómo enviar la foto. Entonces queremos que los estudiantes se vistan, tengan vestimenta de negocios, vestirse para impresionar. Es algo, se va a vestir igual como lo hubiera hecho si hubiera asistido a la ceremonia en la escuela Godínez. Entonces, corbatas, blusas, vestidos, forma de manera como los ejemplos que están aquí para que sea un muy bonito video. Entonces, la entrega para esto va a ser a tardar el 20 de mayo para mandar estas fotos. Y algo que usted también se puede comunicar con amigos, amigas, familiares, compañeros, es que aunque no manden la foto, tienen que llenar ese formulario aunque no la envíen, porque si no la envían, vamos a usar la foto que se tomaron al principio del año los estudiantes, pero como quiera, en ese formulario, ustedes nos están dando permiso de usar la foto en el video para poderlo mostrar en vivo vía YouTube. También vamos a tener una ceremonia de premiación virtual. Esta va a ser para todos los estudiantes que van a recibir algún reconocimiento de parte de los maestros, la administración y la escuela MacArthur. Esta va a ser el jueves 21 de mayo a las 3:30. Y también para los padres que van a asistir a esto, se le van a enviar las invitaciones por Parent Link. Vamos a hacer una invitación bonita, vamos a mandarla por ponerlas en las redes sociales y mandarles por correo electrónico y por texto para que ustedes puedan ser parte de esta premiación también. Y esos dos son ejemplos de las fotos para poderlas mandar. Entonces, cualquier duda o pregunta que tenga sobre esto, no dude en localizarnos o llamarnos para poderle ayudar en el proceso si tiene alguna pregunta o duda cuando esté haciendo este envío de fotos.
Yes, and I forgot to explain that in the English version. We have 2 sample pictures at the bottom. We're asking for kind of a close-up or a headshot with a solid background, nothing too far away. We just want like mid-torso and up. So you could use these 2 examples as a guide. Onto our virtual 8th grade slideshow. It's kind of a MacArthur tradition that we present our 8th graders with a slideshow on the last day of school before they head out. It's a collection of photos from their 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade years. And sometimes we're even able to go back to their elementary schools and find pictures from kindergarten and 1st grade and include them as well, since a lot of them went through the fundamental system. So we're going to continue that tradition. We will change a few things. Number one, there's not going to be any CD sales, but we will share the video on Google Drive with all of our students. But we're also going to have a live viewing party, if you will, similar to how we are doing now, where we will show it for the first time to all of our 8th graders. They can log on with their families and sit back and enjoy the slideshow. Mr. Axton, our math teacher, is putting that together now as we speak. That will be on Thursday, May 28th at 10 a.m. Like I said, it'll be streamed live on YouTube, and digital copies will be sent to every student via their Google Drive.
Ahorita entonces les voy a hablar un poco sobre el video de fotos de 8º grado, que ha sido una tradición en la escuela MacArthur, que siempre lo hemos tenido el último día de clases, cuando los estudiantes vienen y miran este video con todos sus amigos. Esta vez va a ser virtualmente, entonces lo van a ver con sus familias. Va a ser el jueves 28 de mayo a las 10 de la mañana. Y aquí también ocupamos su ayuda porque el señor González ha enviado una solicitud a todos los estudiantes en el Google Classroom para que ellos envíen sus fotos, se tomen si tienen una foto de cuando estaban en kinder o en la escuela primaria, y también de ahorita con un mensaje especial que quieran mandar a los estudiantes, a los maestros, o algo que los describen a ellos. Entonces, eso si no lo han sometido, favor de hacerlo para que puedan estar esas fotos en el video de fotos. Y si no, vamos a usar fotos del anuario. Entonces, esta presentación se va a hacer vía YouTube Live también, y va a ser para todos los de 8º grado y sus familias. Entonces, nosotros vamos a enviar el link el enlace por Parent Link y Google Classroom. Esta vez no va a haber copia digital, ya en CD, pero entonces le vamos a mandar la copia digital será compartida por Google Drive en los correos electrónicos de los estudiantes, para que ellos lo puedan ver si quieren verlo en el futuro, o si lo quieren ver algún otro día que no sea este 28 de mayo, pero el 28 de mayo a las 10 de la mañana va a ser cuando el primer día que todos los van a poder ver juntos.
So at this point, Ms. Tristan needs to unmute herself, but I want to say something about the picture on the slideshow. We just had the pictures of babies crying, and one thing with the slideshow is I think that our 8th graders realize that there's a milestone, and there's a lot of tears as they move on. Happy tears and tears about, going to be missing their friends and things like that. So that's why we had the, the babies on there. But here's Miss Tristan, our school counselor. She's going to talk to us about the transition to high school. And remember, we're always available to answer your question if you have a question after this. You ready?
Hi. Yes. Hi, everyone. All right. So we just wanted to let you guys know, parents, that your children have already been, hopefully they've talked to you and they've registered for their elective class at the high school. Most of the high schools have reached out to our students. I believe with the exception of Saddleback, they should be reaching out very soon. So please have your child check their sausdlearns.net accounts right now and for the next 3 weeks that we have left of this school year. Definitely through the summertime, have them continue to check their Learns accounts, their email accounts. Also, please, either you and with your child together, go ahead and check out your high school's website. They will be posting updated information throughout, starting now through the rest of the summer. There are some plans for summer school classes. The district is still working out those plans. So we don't know 100% what the plans are going to be for summer school, but I would definitely recommend that you continue to check the high school websites for the most up-to-date current information. Some students have reached out to me and Ms. Silva about high school courses, and we have done our best to guide them and give them information, but we've also referred your students to reach out to the high school counselors. All of the high school counselors are posted on the high school websites. They all have email addresses, and you can find out who your child's counselor is on the respective high school website. It will list what caseload they work with. They all work with students in a certain last name range. And so I would recommend, if your student still has any questions about classes or about sports or about anything like that at the high school, they definitely should reach out to their high school counselor and just keep checking that high school website. Like Ms. Berger said, they're certainly welcome to reach out to us as well. I know I will do my best to reach out to get your child help as much as possible as well in these last 3 weeks of school. And you're also welcome to reach out to us too if you have any questions. So that is about it for the transition to high school. We continue to reach out to your students through the 8th grade Google Classroom and through our counseling Google Classroom so that we can go ahead and keep them up to date on information about MacArthur and these last 3 weeks together here.
Entonces, ahorita para hablar un poco sobre la transición a la secundaria, esperamos que sus hijos o hijas se hayan comunicado con ustedes referente a las clases que a lo mejor ya seleccionaron para el año que viene, para el otoño, porque la mayoría de las escuelas secundarias ya se han comunicado con los estudiantes y por su correo electrónico de SAUS para completar las clases selectivas para el año que viene. Entonces, si no sabe si su hijo lo ha hecho, favor de preguntarles, comunicarse con la consejera, ya sea Ms. Tristan o Ms. Silva, si tiene alguna pregunta o si, no, y si ellos les pueden ayudar, lo van a hacer, y si no, ellos van a referirlos con los consejeros de la escuela secundaria. Entonces, eso lo puede, los estudiantes necesitan seguir revisando sus correos electrónicos durante el verano, ya que pueden mandarles más actualizaciones. Entonces, asegúrense de que ellos sigan chequeando su cuenta de sausdlearns.net para que ellos puedan recibir la información más actualizada. Y esa es la única manera de que las escuelas les mandan los correos a los estudiantes. También, a favor de revisar las secundarias para más información sobre deportes, verificación de programa y mucho más. Si quiere saber sobre clases o si quiere saber más información de la escuela, es bueno que usted vaya a la página del distrito y seleccione las escuelas a la que va a ir su hijo o hija para que ahí pueda ver la información de contactos con quien pueda comunicarse. También es importante seguir las redes sociales. Todas las escuelas tienen sus redes sociales, ya sea Facebook o Instagram o Twitter, y ahí ellos ponen mucha información referente a deportes, a cheer y todo eso. Entonces, favor de revisar las escuelas. Y también pónganse en contacto con los consejeros o consejeras de la secundaria si tienen preguntas sobre sus clases. Ellos pueden ir a la página web de cada escuela y seleccionar donde dice counselors, y de ahí usted puede saber quién es el consejero de su hijo o hija, dependiendo de qué grado hacen o qué nombre del alfabeto. Depende de su apellido, para que usted sepa y ya se esté comunicando con su consejero desde ahorita para el próximo año, y ellos también le pueden responder preguntas sobre clases, si tiene alguna clase especial o si va a tener cualquier otro tipo de reunión en las escuelas. Ellos también tienen toda esa información para que ustedes se puedan poner en contacto. Hasta ahorita la clase de verano no ha sido 100% concreta, no se sabe si va a haber o va a ser virtual, pero también todo eso puede chequear y vamos a mandar, si nosotros nos damos cuenta, vamos a mandar información a todos los padres y también ponerlos en las redes sociales MacArthur FB, y también en Instagram y Twitter como MacArthur FIS, para que ustedes nos sigan si no nos siguen ya ahorita. Pero es muy importante que tengan esa comunicación y se comuniquen con nosotros si tienen cualquier duda o pregunta, y nosotros haremos lo mejor para ayudarle.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and talk about end of year procedures now. We've had to kind of think about what needs to get done before the end of the year with our 8th graders. We know they have stuff in their lockers, their personal belongings. At this point, though, we don't feel that it's safe to gather large numbers of students at our school. So we will have to wait just a little longer to see what the future looks like, to give you an exact date of what locker clean out will look like and what date that will take place. We're looking for July or August possibly to get that done. Obviously, as soon as we can, we will, but it looks more like July or August. However, if you have something in your locker, or your child has something in the locker that's absolutely important, you can email us and we can try to arrange to meet you on campus and allow you to access your locker. Yearbook update, we will probably schedule the yearbook pickup if you had it sent to the school the same day as locker clean out. So we're trying to make it all happen on one day. If you received if you paid for shipping of your yearbook, that's going to come directly from the distributor. So that we have no control over that, but most likely you'll get it around the same time that we receive the yearbooks in person on campus. There is a deadline for ordering your yearbook online, and that is tomorrow at 3 p.m. So if you plan on purchasing a yearbook online, please make sure to do that before tomorrow at 3 p.m. We have a link here on the presentation that you could click on once we email it to you, and the school code is 7474. As far as textbook and Chromebook return, again, we're going to try to make that happen all in one day. So you should be able to, sometime in July or August, stop by, clean out your locker. On your way out, drop off your textbooks and your Chromebook, and then pick up your yearbook. So kind of be a one-day event for closing out the school year.
Ok, sobre los procedimientos de fin de año, hasta ahorita no tenemos fechas exactas de cuándo podemos hacer todo esto, porque estamos siguiendo los mandatos del estado y del distrito. Entonces creemos que ahorita no es seguro para que todos los estudiantes vengan a la escuela y estén en un mismo lugar. No creemos que sea seguro para ellos y para todas las familias. Entonces, la limpieza de casilleros o los lockers, la fecha está por determinar, pero estamos mirando, depende de lo que pase. Estamos pensando hacerlo ya sea en julio o agosto. Y queremos hacer esto para que nada más sea los estudiantes y vayan un día y en un día puedan recoger su anuario, el certificado de promoción, dejar los libros, dejar la computadora, hacer todo en un día para que nada más sea ese único día que tengan que ir y sea más seguro para todos. Entonces, pero si por alguna razón tiene su hijo o hija algo sumamente importante en el casillero, en los lockers que necesite de inmediato, favor de contactarse al número 3234 Tigers para que alguien le pueda ayudar y podamos planear algo para que usted pueda recibir eso que es sumamente importante. También a la actualización del anuario. Todavía no tenemos la fecha la fecha de cuándo lo pueden recoger, pero creo que va a ser ya sea en julio o agosto. Y la fecha límite de ordenar su anuario en línea o para que le agregue, que le llegue a casa es el 8 de mayo, que es mañana a las 3 de la tarde. Entonces, si no lo han ordenado, si lo desean ordenar, favor de hacerlo y meterse a la página link que han puesto en el chat y poner el código escolar 7474 para que usted lo pueda comprar, o si quiere que le llegue a casa también lo puede hacer y nada más paga el envío, que me parece que son alrededor de $6, y puede pagar el envío y ya le llega directamente a la casa de la distribuidora. Entonces también los libros y computadoras, la fecha todavía no sabemos, pero vamos a hacer ya sea en julio o agosto, y todo esto va cambiando día a día, depende de las normas del estado y del distrito, pero sí, repetimos, si tiene algo sumamente importante que necesita de su casillero o de la escuela, del locker, se puede comunicar con nosotros para nosotros ver qué podemos hacer para que usted reciba eso que necesita.
So I'd just like to clarify with the yearbooks. If you've already purchased them, you can go online. If you go online before tomorrow, Friday, May 8th at 3 p.m. to add shipping, and you just pay. Mr. Bayo can probably give more information.
Let me
go ahead.
Let me explain. So if you pre-purchased a yearbook from us, whether you did that at the beginning of the school year or anytime before the closure, you can go online to the yearbookordercenter.com, put in the school code. Do not search for your email or search for an order. They only have the emails of those who purchased through the website. So what you'll do is you will go ahead and just check out with the option Home Shipping Upgrade. That's the option on the website. I believe it's a little less than $7. Do the checkout process. The first thing it's going to do is ask you, is this for a student? You put in your child's name, select the name, and that way they associate the person who purchased it with the home shipping upgrade option. And then you check out, and then as soon as it's ready to go, they're going to ship them. So when Mr. Gonzalez said they're going to probably ship them about the same time they send them to us, you have to understand that they're shipping directly to those who purchased the shipping upgrade option. The bulk of the yearbooks that, if you didn't ask for it to get shipped, will be sent to the site, but we don't have a date for distribution at this time. So unfortunately, we can't. I know a lot of people in the chat are asking when they can get their yearbook. If you opt for the shipping, I do know it's an additional charge and we apologize for that, but we tried to minimize the charge as much as possible, and that 100% of that is really the cost to mail it. So if you really want that yearbook ahead of time, go ahead and do the home shipping upgrade option. Otherwise, as soon as we have a distribution date, we will let you know.
And if you haven't purchased one, you can go ahead and purchase. Do we know how many are left right now?
I want to say about 45 to 50 are left. And when you purchase it through the website, you could purchase it with shipping or without. So you don't have to pay for the shipping if you don't want to. Just know that as soon as we get them on site and we can distribute, we'll be sending that information out.
Right now, we're just wanting to make sure that it's safe for students to come back on campus. We have over 400 eighth graders. And so we need to make sure that we're not having a large congregation during these times. So as soon as it is safe and we can arrange something, we will definitely distribute those.
Entonces ahorita me parece que hay alrededor de como 40 anuarios disponibles, y como explicó el señor Bayuk, usted puede, si no lo ha comprado, puede ir a la página web, poner el nombre de su estudiante y toda la información que le piden, y no tiene que agregarle el envío si no quiere, y puede ser mandado a la escuela, pero si le agrega el envío, nada más sepa que en cuanto ellos terminen la producción, se le van a mandar a su casa. Y puede ser que a lo mejor todos lo manden al mismo tiempo, pero nosotros todavía no sabemos la fecha de cuándo va a ser disponible para distribución, y ellos si se lo mandan directamente a su casa, entonces le llega en cuanto ellos lo mandan. Eso es nada más para que tomen en cuenta, y cuesta alrededor de $6-7 el envío, que básicamente cubre de lo que cuesta el envío, y tratamos de darle el mejor precio y trabajamos con la compañía, y eso fue lo que nos pudieron dar, y ya desafortunadamente eso es lo único que pudimos hacer, y si desean no pagar eso, como quiera se le llega y se le va a dar en julio, agosto, cuando tengamos y sea seguro para distribuir.
So at this time, I know Mr. Bayuk and Ms. Tristan, I think Mr. Rana, have been monitoring the different forms of communication. So if you have any questions that we haven't answered, well, you can go ahead and put them on there now. And is there anything that's on the chat right now that we need to address?
Yeah, we have a few questions. I kind of have been putting them off to the side here. Let's see. First question I see here from Ms. Nunez. Can students still submit photos previously requested of kindergarten, etc.? Is it still possible to submit those photos?
So, Mr. Gonzalez?
Yeah, I would say yes, but the absolute deadline, because I have to send them over to Mr. Axton and he has to work his magic, would be by tomorrow, like tomorrow night by like say 8 o'clock, because on Saturday morning, I need to send him the folder with all the photos in it. So if you could do that by tomorrow by 8 p.m., that gives me a little time to clean up the file before I send it over to Mr. Axton, and then he could do his thing to the photos.
And that's on the Google Classroom, correct?
Yes, that is an assignment on the 8th grade Google Classroom. The directions are on there. Please try your best to follow the directions. One thing that would help us out tremendously is if you rename the files after your students. So if it's John Deere, make sure all three of those photos have your child's name on them, and then submit them. So that way, we obviously know what he looks like now, but the kindergarten photos are a little hard to identify because they've changed just a little bit over the years.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Entonces tenían una pregunta sobre si todavía puede mandar las fotos de cuando estaban en kinder o de esas 3 fotos que habían mandado. Dijo Mr. González que sí, lo pueden hacer más tardar mañana a las 8 de la noche, porque tenemos que mandarles todas esas fotos al señor Axton, quien está trabajando en el video de fotos. Entonces asegúrese de que su hijo o hija se meta al Google Classroom del 8º grado, y ahí hay una asignatura donde va a poner estas fotos que son para el video de fotos, y es muy importante que nos ayude y que ponga en las 3 fotos que va a enviar, o si manda 1 o 2, cuantas vaya a mandar, que ponga el nombre del estudiante, ya que a veces no se reconocen cuando es de kinder y todo eso. Entonces importante que cuando le nombre el envío, que le ponga la foto el nombre del estudiante, para que sea más fácil para nosotros.
And just a real quick point of clarification. The reason we're asking for the kinder photo, in the directions, they'll say to submit a kinder photo along with a current photo. And it's really, they need to come together. Like, there's no point in submitting the kinder photo without the current photo. And that's because Mr. Axton does this nice little, I guess, piece or section of the 8th grade slideshow where he allows kids to guess who they are. So he'll show the kindergarten photo first and give the kids like 2 seconds to guess who that photo is, and then he'll show the current picture. So there's no point in submitting a kinder photo if you're not going to also submit a recent photo.
También es importante de que manden la foto de kinder y la foto actual, porque el señor Axton hace algo en el video donde los estudiantes tienen que adivinar quién es quién. Entonces es importante que manden las 2 juntas, porque si manda una o la otra no tiene el mismo valor.
Okay, and then under that same subject matter, we have a couple of questions. Where is the link? So how do they find that link? And then how many pictures are they allowed to submit? I think you kind of answered that second one.
Yeah, so the link is, it's not actually a link, it's an assignment on the 8th grade Google Classroom, which I have invited all of our 8th graders. We have about 389 8th graders, and I have about 338 8th graders who have joined that classroom. So when they go to the classroom and they click on classwork, there are only 2 assignments listed there. One is for the 8th grade slideshow photo submission, and the 8th grade virtual promotion photo submission. Those are the only 2 assignments. Each of them have directions on what to submit and what we're asking for. And so if you just take a few minutes and read the directions, one of them has a video, instructional video that they can watch, and then it'll walk them through the steps of completing that particular assignment.
Entonces alguien preguntó que dónde puede encontrar ese enlace para eso, para enviar estas fotos, y no es un enlace, sino que su hijo o hija se tiene que agregar al Google Classroom del 8º grado, y ahí hay 2 asignaturas, una que es para enviar la foto de kinder y de actual, y el otro es para enviar la foto para la ceremonia virtual. Entonces son 2 asignaturas que ellos tienen que completar, y ahí hay instrucciones de cómo hacerlo. Y nada más su hijo o hija se tiene que meter al Google Classroom del 8º grado y hacer la asignatura ahí, y de ahí mismo mandan las fotos.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Arana. And then let's see, we have another question here about when can students go, and we have a couple questions about when can they go clean their lockers out and get things out of their lockers. I think we addressed that in the presentation.
So with the locker clean out, like Mr. Gonzalez said, if there's anything that they absolutely need in their locker right now that's a personal item and essential, they can text us at the 13234 Tigers number, and we can make arrangements for them to come to get their things out of their locker. Right now, we cannot organize any formal locker clean out because of the large numbers of students that we have. It would be almost impossible to have social distancing. So if there's anything essential, they can go ahead and text, and we can make arrangements like an appointment. We're looking at July to bring back textbooks and all of that, because we're hoping by July we can be able to bring in more students and have them go to their lockers safely, and just make sure that there's social distance. But right now, because we're still under orders from the health authority not to have large congregations, we cannot organize a formal locker clean out till probably July.
Entonces de los casilleros habían varias preguntas, y ya de los lockers ya hablamos un poco, pero entonces actualmente no podemos hacer nada. Entonces estamos planeando ya sea en julio, agosto, pero si su hijo o hija tiene algo sumamente importante que necesita, a favor de mandarnos un mensaje de texto o llamarnos para poder planear algo para que pueda recibir lo que necesita.
Okay, and then we had a question in the chat. I gave consent of the pictures of my student to be signed or to be given at the beginning of the year. Do I need to do it again? So they've already given the consent earlier.
Yes, just to make this a lot easier for us, this is a very specific consent, and it's for us to include in the virtual ceremony video and then share it on Google Drive with all of our students. So ideally, we'd like every parent who wants their student to be shown on the ceremony video to complete that Google form. It's a very simple form. It's 3 questions: how you want your student's name pronounced or announced at the ceremony. It gives you an option to upload a formal picture, and then you check a box saying, yes, I grant MacArthur permission to use this photo in the virtual promotion ceremony video.
Había una pregunta de que si ya habían llenado el formulario cuando empezamos la clase, la escuela, de dar consentimiento de fotos y todo eso, si lo tienen que hacer otra vez. Y le pedimos que sí, por favor, lo hagan de nuevo, ya que esto es una situación especial. Es para poner las fotos y videos en YouTube para que todos los puedan ver. Entonces es un formulario muy fácil. Nada más son 3 preguntas. Una que es cómo quieren que le digan el nombre de su hijo o hija. El otro es de que cómo enviar las fotos, y el último es que tiene que presionarle sí, que da consentimiento de que use MacArthur, la información y su nombre en el video.
And there's a couple of related questions on this topic. A couple of parents are asking if they can get the promotion ceremony on CD as well as the slideshow on CD.
I think both can be made available through Google Drive. I don't know if we have we're within the time frame, or we have the resources to burn them onto DVDs, but we could definitely share both the 8th grade slideshow and the virtual promotion ceremony on Google Drive, and your student will have access to that all the way until they graduate from high school. And I'm sure there's ways in which you can, if you choose to do so, download it or record it so you can have it within your own computer or desktop. There was one question related to the ceremony as well, or the form. It's from Gemma Rodriguez. It's, where do you get the consent form? Is it in the student Google Classroom as well? Yes, both the photo submissions and the consent form are all on Google Classroom. And that's the primary way that we will request information from our students, is through the 8th grade Google Classroom, which they should be added to already.
Una de las preguntas que tuvieron es que si la ceremonia y la virtual, que si va a ser disponible en CD. Entonces ahorita no tenemos ese, no se puede hacer eso, pero se le va a compartir con su hijo vía Google Drive, y eso su hijo lo va a tener hasta que esté termine la secundaria, hasta el grado 12. Entonces ya de esa manera, si usted lo tiene, yo creo que hay una forma de que usted pueda hacer el video, quemarlo si gusta o lo que quiera hacer, pero ahorita no podemos hacer ese video disponible para todas las familias. Y también alguien preguntó que dónde puede encontrar el consentimiento de que da autoridad de que puedan usar la foto, y toda esa información está en el Google Classroom de su hijo o hija del 8º grado. Cuando va a enviar las fotos, ahí mismo, y cuando nos va a dar el nombre que quiere que usen, ahí mismo nada más le va a presionar sí, o que estás dando consentimiento, y en una forma manda todo esto.
I want to address one quick comment on there that's related to kind of yearbook and locker cleanout and all that stuff. It's from Maria Madrigal. It's, can you spread the yearbook distribution and locker cleanout over several days? That's actually something we considered, but currently we have to abide by the stay-at-home orders, which unless you're an essential business like a grocery store or a home improvement store, there's different businesses that are allowed to remain open. Unless we fall under that category, we really can't encourage or organize a large gathering, even if we did maintain social distancing. It's just not a best practice at this point. So as soon as the stay-at-home order is either removed or changed, that will allow us to give us the okay to organize a social gathering like that, even though we are practicing social distancing. It's just not a good idea from our standpoint. And so, we thought about what's really important. Is it important that we collect textbooks right now? Or, if a student just needs to get a sweater out of the locker, is it really worth risking getting people sick? And the answer that we came up with was no. However, if you need something from your locker that is you deem important or essential to yourself, you can text the number 3234-TIGERS, and it's possible that one of us can meet you on campus and escort you to your locker to get your stuff. But we just don't think it's a good idea at the moment, even in staggered format, to allow large gatherings. So we apologize, but we just want to keep everybody safe.
Alguien preguntó de que si podíamos hacer la distribución de todas las cosas durante varios días, y ya habíamos hablado sobre eso, pero ahorita tenemos las órdenes de quedarnos en casa, a menos que sea un negocio esencial, ya sea supermarqueta o cosas esenciales. Entonces, por ahorita decidimos que lo más, para la seguridad de todos nosotros y todos los estudiantes y todas las familias, lo más mejor es que hagamos esto hasta julio o agosto. Pero si necesitan algo sumamente importante de su casillero o de su locker, favor de comunicarse con nosotros para nosotros planear algo y ustedes puedan recibir lo que necesitan de la escuela.
We have another question regarding promotion certificates. We have a few questions about that. When can they pick up their promotion certificate?
I would imagine they would be the same day as yearbook pickup, locker clean out, textbook collection, Chromebook collection. So, all those things that would traditionally be done over several days at school, we are going to try to consolidate into one single day hopefully, I mean, the truth is, as soon as we are given the okay and the clear to go ahead and have students on campus, we will organize that and make sure that it all gets taken care of.
And that also includes if the student won any awards this year, we'll just be distributing awards at the same time.
Okay. And Mr. Rana, were you going to translate that?
Yeah, well, what was it? Was I was going?
Oh,
I was
sorry.
looking.
Basically, promotion certificates will be distributed the same time we do everything else.
Los certificados de promoción también van a ser distribuidos al mismo tiempo que el anuario, que los libros, todo. Entonces, todo queremos hacerlo en un día, ya sea en julio o agosto. También miré una pregunta sobre qué tipo de atuendo van a usar, o si va a ser de cara completa o de todo el cuerpo. Y la foto nada más es de la pura cara. Entonces, lo que se mire, ya sea la blusa, a la camisa o de arriba, para que sea más la cara del estudiante que se mire. The question was about if it's a full headshot or a full body, and it's only a full headshot, right?
Yes, kind of like how we are on Zoom right now, or YouTube, just from your kind of mid-torso up, not too far
Ahí
back.
vimos ejemplos en la presentación que vamos a hacer disponible en nuestra página web. Ahí también pueden ver las fotos, cómo está nada más del torso para arriba.
Okay. We have a question. What will happen to my son's medication in the nurse's office?
Why don't you go ahead and text us on what is it again?
3234
3234 Tigers. I got my numbers mixed up. And let us know so we can contact the nurse, because that would be considered an essential item. Medication is definitely an essential item. So let us know privately, and then we will make sure that you get it. Okay. And as soon as it's safe, and we can have the students come to their lockers and do that, we're going to be doing that. All right.
There's a question from Valerie Solis. It's the second time she asked, so I want to answer. I know she probably thinks we forgot, but I haven't forgotten.
Yeah, we're going in order.
My New Orleans, my people. So as of right now, I have pushed back the trip to summer 2021, which is over a year from now. That is the furthest they would allow me to push the trip back. I did that just to buy us some time. As soon as we get some guidance and direction from the district about travel and what's going to be allowed and what's not going to be allowed, I will change the date to as soon as we are allowed, whether it's Christmas break of next year or spring break, whatever I can, I will move it up as soon as possible once we get some communication. And my plan, if we're allowed, is to return to go on the trip that we planned. I just don't know if that will be an option anytime soon. There are options as far as receiving a refund or a credit voucher for the trip if you paid in full already. So if you like more information about that, you can go ahead and send me an email, and I would be more than happy to talk to you about that and let you know what your options are. But as far as I'm concerned, I do plan on going at some point. It's just not my choice right now. I'm waiting for direction.
Si tienen preguntas sobre el viaje que se hace anualmente con el señor González, favor de mandarle un correo electrónico a él directamente para que él pueda hablar con ustedes las diferentes opciones que hay sobre el plan, sobre el viaje que se canceló hasta ahorita, y ahorita se pospuso hasta el verano del 2021.
Okay.
And then Carlos Castillo asked about grades.
Yeah, I saw that. I wasn't sure what the question was. If Mr. Castillo, if you're still on, if you want to be more specific, while he's doing that, there was a question about high school visitation. Are students able to visit their high school campus?
I know that during spring break of this spring break, some high schools did a virtual campus visit or high school visitation. But as far as anything beyond that, nothing has been mentioned. I think a lot of schools are just waiting for direction on when they could even allow students back on campus. So, unfortunately, there are a lot of questions that we don't have the answers to just yet. And But as soon as we do, we will be sure to share that information with all of you.
And normally, I'll just jump into, normally there is a program verification that happens over the summer, but we have, like Mr. Gonzalez is saying, we have no idea how that's going to take place this summer. So that's why it's super important to continue to check in with your high school websites to look at those, have your children check their email accounts. And then once the school year is over and your children transition over to the high school, I know that the high schools will be sending out parent links and other reminders to let parents know about program verification over the summer if that's happening, or how they're going to go ahead and do that.
Pues alguien preguntó que si los estudiantes van a poder visitar la escuela secundaria durante ese tiempo, y durante el spring break unas escuelas tuvieron una visita virtual. No todas las escuelas lo hicieron, pero algunas las hicieron. Pero ahorita también Ms. Tristan dijo que durante el programa de verificación que lo hacen regularmente en el verano, hay veces ahí dan esa opción de dar ese paseo de la escuela. Entonces depende cómo sea todo eso, y cuando tengamos más detalles le haremos saber sobre eso. Y también sigas chequeando el correo electrónico de su hijo durante el verano, por si las escuelas directamente les mandan mensajes a ellos y también a los padres, por favor.
Thank you. Okay, we had...
Oh,
go ahead.
I can go ahead and address grades just generally, just so that everybody knows. The school board a week and a half ago recommended or voted on grades only being A, B, or C for this semester for both high school and intermediate school. And the grade will be based on it will be based on the weeks that the students were in session. So the grade cannot be lower than when we had campus closure. Students are able to raise their grades with their teachers, but if you have a specific question about a grade in a class, please contact your child's teacher. And if you're unfamiliar, or if you need assistance with that, you can contact Mr. Arana and he can support you with that. So if it's about a specific grade question, go ahead and contact your child's teacher.
There's a question from a parent, and it's the second time that she asked, and I just want to address, and I think I understand the question now. It's regarding parents who have a compromised immune system. Once we get a date for drop-off and pickup, will we allow an exception? If you are concerned about coming onto a campus with other people and you have a compromised immune system, or underlying condition, health conditions, you can always send us a message on 3234 Tigers. Let us know your situation, and we can make special arrangements for you to come when there's no one on campus, so that way you don't have to worry about being exposed to the virus.
También una pregunta era de que si algunas padres tienen problemas de salud o no quieren estar en riesgo cuando sea esa distribución que vamos a tener de todos los estudiantes. Entonces, si usted se siente de esa manera, a favor de mandarnos un texto o llamarnos al 3234 Tigers para que podamos hacer una excepción y podamos nada más reunirse con usted directamente y no sea un día cuando vienen todos los estudiantes, o sea la reunión o sea la distribución general. También sobre los grados, el gabinete y la mesa directiva de educación ya decidieron que los estudiantes pueden recibir solamente una A, B o C, y todo esto es basado desde cuando terminaron el 13 de marzo. Entonces el estudiante no puede tener algo más bajo que lo que tenía ese día 3 de marzo o después de que metieron toda la información que debían. Entonces su hijo no puede recibir si tenía una B el 13 de marzo, entonces no puede recibir una C ya. Tiene que ser la B o puede ser mejor. Depende si se ha conectado con su maestro, si ha hecho los trabajos que han hecho. Entonces los maestros todo eso están tomando en consideración y pueden que sea que a lo mejor el 13 tenía una B, pero ya ahorita actualmente porque ha hecho todo, a lo mejor ya tiene una A. Pero los estudiantes nada más van a recibir A, B y C. No van a ver Ds ni Fs este semestre.
Okay, we had a question. What if my child is not on the Google Classroom for 8th grade.
We need to get him or her on the Google Classroom.
To her.
Okay.
Yeah, I responded to her and asked her to send me an email with the child's name,
okay.
And she was going to go ahead and do that.
So ask your kids if they're on the Google Classroom, and you might ask them to show you what it looks like so that we make sure that they are on the Google Classroom. And if you need any assistance, let us know and we'll help them get on the classroom. They should be connecting on the classroom.
Para asegurarse que su hijo esté en la clase de Google, en el Google Classroom del 8º grado, favor de verificar con ellos y decirles que le muestre para que ustedes puedan ver que tienen las dos asignaturas de las fotos, para el video de fotos y también sobre la promoción virtual. Y si no lo tienen, favor de comunicarse con nosotros para poderlos agregar o mandarle un correo electrónico al señor González para que él los pueda agregar. Pero todos los estudiantes recibieron un correo electrónico donde los invitaban a que se unieran a este Google Classroom de 8º grado. Pero ustedes pueden verificar con ellos y si no lo han hecho, favor de hacerlo lo más pronto posible para que puedan tener sus fotos en la promoción y en el video.
There is a question about do we need to do anything if the high school hasn't reached out to us? And I think Miss Tristan might be able to answer that.
There were a couple of questions about that and one about middle college specifically.
Okay, so most of the high schools, with the exception of Saddleback, I know for sure, have reached out to your students. What I would say, middle college, we have not received information yet from either. What is happening to the high school counselors have already pre-scheduled most of your children into classes. Again, I know Saddleback is still working on that part of things. If you do have specific questions, though, I would go ahead and encourage you to reach out to that high school counselor. All of the counselors can be found on the respective high school websites, and all of them have caseloads by alphabetical order by last name. So just send an email to that high school counselor and just double check to say your student is a student at 8th grade student at MacArthur right now, and you just wanted to double check classes for next school year. Can they please help you? And they will go ahead and respond to you and let you know.
Una de las preguntas fue qué se tiene que hacer si la escuela secundaria no se ha comunicado con su hijo o hija. Entonces, hasta ahorita, Ms. Tristan dice que todas las escuelas, excepto Saddleback High School y Middle College, no tiene información sobre esas escuelas, pero las demás escuelas ya se han comunicado con su hijo o hija y los consejeros ya han hablado con ellos sobre las clases y todo eso. Entonces, es muy importante que si no ha recibido información, usted vaya a la página de esa escuela que va a asistir su hijo o hija y se comunique, verifique quién es el consejero o consejera y le mande un correo electrónico para que ellos le puedan ayudar mejor.
There's a few questions that are kind of related regarding grades. One was from Mikey the kid. Does that mean that if my child has a B before school closes, his lowest grade will be a B? If they had a B, if your student had a B as of March 13th, they should not receive lower than a B. There might be one exception to that, is if maybe they had ungraded work that wasn't input yet into the Aries grading system on Friday, March 13th. You kind of almost have to give teachers a few days after March 13th to input some of the grades of work they collected either on March 13th or March 12th. They would have needed a few days to input those grades. So, but they can't receive anything lower after that. Their grade can only go higher. So we still have about 3 weeks of school left. So I encourage all of your students, if they have a B or a C or even a D, that they go ahead and continue to complete work to improve their grade. And I think that may also answer one of the other questions about grades that I cannot find.
And the most important thing is they just keep on learning, regardless of their grade. If they're getting a B right now, because that's what they were getting, we don't want them to shut off, definitely. Especially moving to high school, we want them to keep on engaging with the learning that the teachers are offering. All right, so just keep them on that Google Classroom and connecting with their teachers.
Una de las preguntas era que si su hijo tenía una B en marzo 13, si no puede recibir algo menor que eso. Y la respuesta es que no debe de recibir nada menor que eso, pero hay una excepción si a lo mejor los maestros no habían sometido los grados de los días anteriores de las asignaturas. Entonces, de esa manera a lo mejor puede bajar, pero no puede recibir, si todo ya estaba dentro, no puede recibir nada menor que eso. Pero sí puede recibir algo mejor. Entonces, tenemos todavía 3 semanas, entonces esta B puede a lo mejor mejorar a una A. Entonces, es importante que su hijo se mantenga su cerebro funcionando y estudiando y haciendo los trabajos, conectándose con los maestros, porque ya se están yendo, van a ir a la secundaria y ahí es otras clases más difíciles. Queremos que ellos nada más sigan aprendiendo. No importa el grado que tenga, que ellos nada más sigan conectados y sigan aprendiendo.
Okay, and then we had a question. Is it possible to share the picture assignment and the consent form with parents? It's on the Google Classroom, but do parents have access?
So the safest way for us to collect photos is through Google Classroom. Google Classroom has a lot of built-in security features. It requires a login by your student. And so we have to be very careful and protect our students and also protect ourselves as educators to make sure that we're not taking pictures from random people. If I send this link out to parents outside of the Google Suite domain, it just opens up a lot of windows for bad people to do bad things, I guess is the easiest way to say it. So it's the safest way that we could do this. And so I guess the short answer to that is no, unfortunately, they're going to have to go into the Google Classroom and submit the photos. And you could do that along with your student. You could ask them, hey, let's go into Google Classroom and see what's going on. But I can't think of a safe way to do it outside of the Google domain to protect everybody, including your student. So I hope that answers your question.
Una pregunta era que si los padres podían recibir el enlace de cómo enviar las fotos de los estudiantes, y la respuesta es que actualmente nada más lo estamos haciendo por Google Classroom, y es de parte, su hijo se tiene que inscribir y hacerlo, mandarlo de ahí porque está en su cuenta, y estamos haciendo de esta manera porque es la forma más segura de que los estudiantes pueden mandar fotos, ya que el programa tiene varias cosas de seguridad que protegen a los estudiantes y protegen a todos nosotros, porque si mandamos este enlace a todas las familias, entonces cualquier persona puede mandar cualquier cosa, y eso nada más puede abrir diferentes avenidas de que puedan pueda pasar de que personas manden cosas inapropiadas, y no queremos que eso pase, por protección de su hijo o hija y protección de todos nosotros. Entonces, por eso la única manera de que usted lo puede hacer es por el Google Classroom, y eso lo puede hacer junto a su hijo o hija. Entonces, para hacerlo junto, y usted le puede ayudar a tomarse la foto y todo eso, pero su hijo o hija es el que se tiene que meter y estar en su cuenta de Google para poder mandar estas fotos.
There is another question from Mikey the Kid. Is Aries currently being updated? That depends on the teacher. Some teachers are keeping a separate grade book during school closure or campus closure in either Google Classroom or Canvas, and then they're going to assign like a school closure grade at the end, and it can only help your student's grade, help improve it. Some teachers are updating Aries on a frequent basis, but again, it should only help your student's grade. And it's important to know that the C or better grade, it may show now that your son has a D or your daughter has a D or an F, but by the end of the grading period, which is in about 2.5 to 3 weeks, your student will not receive anything lower than a C. Some teachers are opting to show the true picture, so that way parents are aware, like, hey, my son or my daughter is currently earning a D if we were actually in school. But then at the end, they will change that D to a C. So they will not earn anything lower than a C for this second semester of the school year. So I hope that clarifies some things for you.
So I'd like to just review some of our support numbers with you. Mr. Gonzalez, if you can, I think we have a last slide that has some numbers. If you call the main number, so if you forget any of these numbers and you just call our main line, it will automatically transfer to another line because the office is closed. If you have general questions about MacArthur, you can dial 1-657-210-1461. That will actually take you to our office staff, and if they do not have the answer, they can get the answer for you. So that's a good bet to call that number. As our student support line is 1-3234-TIGERS. They can call that, and they can text for any reason at all. If they just need assistance, or even if they just need somebody to talk to, they can call that number. And then we have our family resource line, which Mr. Arana heads, and that's for families. If you have questions about grades or something of that nature, you can contact him if you can't get a hold of the child's teacher. Child's teacher is always the best bet because they have the information. But if you need assistance with any type of question as a parent, feel free to contact Mr. Arana at 1-714-497-0553. We are going to have these numbers. We're going to post this presentation for you as soon as we're done. And these numbers are on our website and also on social media.
Entonces, nada más queremos que se mantengan conectados con nosotros. Pueden llamar a la oficina. Si llaman a la oficina, el número se va directo a un personal de la oficina que lo está contestando por el día. Y ese es para cualquier pregunta que a lo mejor usted tenga y no sabe, si ellos no le saben dar la respuesta, se comunican con nosotros y le tratamos de dar respuesta. También tenemos, si su hijo o hija quiere hablar con alguien o tiene alguna pregunta, tenemos el 1-323-4-TIGERS, que pueden llamar o mandar textos, y ese lo contesta la consejera, Ms. Tristan, o Mr. Bayuk o Mr. González. También estoy yo disponible si tiene cualquier pregunta o ocupa de algún recurso. Se puede comunicar conmigo al 714-497-0553, o si no sabe con quién con quién ir, se puede comunicar conmigo y yo trato de comunicarlo con la persona que le puede dar la mejor respuesta, o si tiene alguna pregunta con algún maestro que no le contesta o cualquier duda, no dude en contactarme y yo estoy contestando ese número. Toda esta presentación va a estar en nuestra página web para que usted la pueda referir, y todos los números también están disponibles en nuestras redes sociales y en la página web también.
And also follow us on our social media. Is that what you wanted me to say?
I was just about to say that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So make sure you follow us. Our Facebook, MacArthur FB, and then MacArthur FIS everywhere else. Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Snapchat. And if you are liking these live presentations, make sure you click that bell so you can get notified when we go live. So subscribe to our channel and click the bell so you get that notification.
And I want to thank Mr. Bayuk for engineering this YouTube live.
También síganos en las redes sociales, MacArthur FB, para nuestro nuevo Facebook. Si no seguía anterior, favor de seguir ese nuevo Facebook. Ahorita ya lo estamos actualizando. También tenemos en MacArthur FIS en las redes sociales de Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok y Snapchat. Favor de seguirnos, y si le hace like a este video, favor de hacerle clic a la campana para que usted reciba notificaciones cuando vamos a tener un evento en vivo.
So I also want to thank Mr. Arana and Ms. Tristan, who are there supporting our kids. They're posting a lot of stuff on social media to make sure that our kids are staying connected, and Mr. Gonzalez, who's been working very hard with that 8th grade committee. And I do want to say thank you to you, parents, because we couldn't do it without you. You know that, and we're glad you're here. And we'll see you at promotion, I guess, right?
Muchas gracias por acompañarnos. Muchas gracias a ustedes, padres y familias, porque sin ustedes no podríamos hacer lo que estamos haciendo para nuestros estudiantes. Así que ayúdenos a enviar esas fotos y esperamos verlo en nuestra próxima reunión, ya sea que va a ser el MacArthur Café que viene o si no va a ser la ceremonia virtual que vamos a tener.
So we're here to support you, so you know how to get a hold of us. So if you have any questions at all, make sure you call or text. and we're here to help you. So, goodbye.
Bye,
Estamos aquí
everyone.
para apoyarnos,
Bye.
así que
See you
asegúrese de
soon.
llamarnos para si tiene alguna pregunta o duda, ya sabe cómo contactarnos.
See you soon.